As readily memeable as the Suzuki Carry is, it's definitely the standout for me in terms of this particular update, because it's one of those vehicles where, because you have such low expectations going in, you can be more pleasantly surprised. And that could definitely increase exponentially in future if the car does get a motor swap. Now, personally, I really hope it does. A couple of other vehicles which I thought would have a motor swap by now, like the Unimog, still don't. So maybe it will, maybe it won't, maybe it'll be a bit dragged out, you never know. And of course, in the grand scheme of things, it's not like it's the most important of cars to have an engine swap, but even here in its normal form, you can actually get some pretty decent power out of the engine. Now, I'm using it in one of the weekly seasonal events, if you will, with about 80 or so horsepower, because it's got to be under 400 points, hence why I didn't win the event, because I hadn't built the car for that. So with 80 horsepower, it's fine. It's definitely not very quick, but it's quick enough for what it is. With a turbo though, you can get it up around 150, so not bad at all. That's actually a pretty healthy little engine for a vehicle that's only around 700cc or so. In the case of its handling, it depends very much on how you set up the car. In my case, it's probably a bit too low, so it does feel like it's kind of bottoming out a little bit under braking. I guess some of that issue might still be there in terms of Gran Turismo's physics, but not as bad as it was. The turn-in is very good. The weight distribution is actually really good for a little vehicle, and even though you certainly could drift it, the fact that it's such a short vehicle means you don't quite have as much counterbalance to work with for drifting as would be ideal. If you could extend that truck bed out even more, then it would be pretty much perfect, but as it is, it's an interesting choice for a drift car, let's put it that way. In terms of its bog standard numbers, as I mentioned on Thursday, it is, to my knowledge, the cheapest car in the game, aside from, you know, the free ones like the ambulance. It's $7,500, or just over 7,600, 233 points, so it's also one of the lowest point levels in the game, certainly for a non-classic vehicle, that's for sure, being a 2012, 47 horsepower stock, and only 710 kilos. What definitely immediately piqued my interest on the car though was the concept of how visually customizable it was. You can do a couple of things to it which are just cute, like the little angled eyebrow bonnet conversion, if you will, on the front grille area to give it a meaner appearance, or the completely smoothed off front end such as I've got here. You can put the kind of mobile restaurant on the back, the little cooker arrangement and everything back there, which also looks kind of cool. It's almost like a little cabin, like one of those tiny homes that people live in. Or you can put the big old Unimog style transporter with the more aerodynamic roof box. There's just so much customization that you can do to it, even within what is not that many options if you really lay them out. It's what, like probably 10, 12 different versions of aero that you can do with or without a wide body. But within those options, you can create a wildly different looking car. If you compare the standard one to what I've got here, to like a drift setup truck, to a haulage truck that's been shrunk in the wash, to a mobile restaurant, it's such an interesting variation. And this again ties into what I was saying before about not being at all surprised if we were to get some kind of events, you know, special events about this particular car. And of course this is technically one, but this is more of a kei-car event. I mean kind of Suzuki Jimny style. And I do find it particularly interesting to see how much Polyphony is really given a lot of love to Suzuki. Not really from day one, but certainly over the course of the updates, they've given their company a lot of love. They've gone from being fine, they're just kind of there, to then getting the Escudo, the Vision GT, the Group 3 Vision GT, this one. A ton of engine swaps now from the Vision GT as well, even going into the Escudo. It's a lot more attention than what you would initially expect a brand like Suzuki to have based on the offerings that we had from day one. And that's actually kind of cool, I think. In terms of its overall ability, well, it's definitely great for low-level racing, and I don't think anyone was expecting it to be like a top-tier contender, but that's where the motor swap comes in. Because if you could put, I mean, I don't know what engine would we have in this? I mean, it depends if they want to be logical or not. It's not like you could fit probably a VTEC Civic engine in there from a Type R, but I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, you could probably shoehorn one in the back, but such as it is, there's no way you'd get a Honda Type R engine into this thing without some heavy modification. Maybe they will do something like that, and I mean, let's say it as it is, the most obvious thing and the best clear choice to do would be what inspired my livery here, a bike engine. Put in a bike engine, I mean, it's literally a Suzuki, so something like a Gixxer engine. I guess they could put the V8 from the Group 3, but again, there's no way that would fit, even being two Hayabusa engines put together. And let's be honest, one bike engine in this would be more than enough. You drop a Hayabusa, even a first-gen Hayabusa engine into this, you're looking 160 horses without doing anything to it, and Hayabusas are notorious for having single-turbo capabilities of up around 700 horsepower, so yeah, you could make this thing an absolute monster, but Gran Turismo, unlike Forza, unfortunately, doesn't doesn't really go in for bike engine swaps unless said bike engines come from an existing vehicle, like the Honda Project 2 and 4. In fact, it really is a shame that we don't have a certain other fantastic Suzuki in this game, because it would be prime for it, the GSX-R4. That itself is of course Gixxer powered, it's a bike engine to begin with, it's already a brilliant car, an absolutely OP seasonal missile, in fact, in Gran Turismo 6, and you could put that engine in this and just have a load of fun. We'll have to see if it does get a motor swap, and my thoughts, as you can tell, are pretty happy. It's dirt cheap, it's a lot of fun, it's very cute, and you can make loads of different variations of it. So yeah, because you don't have any expectations, much like the Unimog, you can be more pleasantly surprised, at least in my opinion. We of course need to discuss one final vehicle, which we will do tomorrow, the Honda CR-V. It's a bit of a weird one, as many of the more recent hybrid editions have been. So stick around for that tomorrow, as well as of course a members section video. I mentioned last week we've now passed 150 videos in the members section, and technically you can watch all of those videos for just 1 month's payment, which is just like £2. So not bad at all if you are a fan of the older games, which we used to feature on the channel, but they just did not get the viewership to justify releasing them. Check that out if you want to. Check out the final review tomorrow regardless, and I'll see you then. But for now, thanks for watching.